Yo, 1-0 to Man United. That's the fourth 1-0 in a row. Well, not in a row, but that's fourth 1-0 under Ralph, and we've got 3 points. And most importantly, we're back in the top 4. I'm here with Matteo. Let's go. Hello, Matteo. Matteo, how you doing?
Excellent, man. Elated. It's so excited. I wrote to you guys in the group chat. I'm laying down in my bed and I just jump up and I'm screaming. And my mom's like, "What are all the yells about?"
Wow. Greetings, everyone out there, man. Yes, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. I mean, some of you might not have been able to watch the game, but it was a really entertaining game. We won 1-0 against a team who we're battling out for at top 4. We've actually gone above them now. This is West Ham, obviously. And it's a bit of revenge as well, because they beat us in the League Cup early in the season. And we beat them at their ground as well. So we've done a double over them, got 6 points over kind of our rivals. But it's looking tight at the moment. It's looking tight. So, Matteo, I'm going to start with you. You watched the whole game, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's look at the starting lineup. Do you want to read it out? Do you know? Well, you must know who started.
Let me get it out here so I can have it all.
I've got it for you if you want, but should we go through it? De Gea in goal?
Yeah, so De Gea in goal. You want to go through like a rating of the players?
Well, just give us an idea of who started, just in case people haven't.
So to remind everyone, our backline began as De Gea, Telles, Mcguire was captain and started today. Varane next to him, Dalot as well. So our fullbacks remained the same. Mcguire was the only change. In the midfield, we had McFred, as per usual. Elanga got another start next to Fernandez in the middle, Greenwood on the right, and then Ronaldo up top. So it was pretty much expected, with the exception of Mcguire, I would say. I think Mcguire was the only one that was like a difference from the recent games.
Yeah, totally. So as regards to the game, I mean, I found it really entertaining. Not entertaining, but really tense. 2 big guys, big teams going at it. Not much between them. First half was good. Second half was equally as good, I thought. And people had to show character. That was the deciding factor, in my opinion. So just talk to me about the game. Give me a little summary about the game, because we just watched it. What are your feelings? What are your emotions, everything after the game now?
Yeah, as a whole, it was very competed. That's what you want to see. It's two big dogs really battling it out. You didn't. There wasn't much between us both. I think both had. I don't want to say threats, because I think we only had that one shot on target the whole game, but you could say we controlled the game, possession and things like that. They also had breaks, but it was really competed. That's what a top 4 race is all about right there.
You know something, Matteo? A couple of games ago against Aston Villa and before, we've heard Ralph come out and say that he's quite encouraged. He's seen a lot of positivity. And obviously, we've had a bit of a crisis a few weeks ago when Ronaldo came out and said there's an issue about mentality and that kind of thing. So do you think we've seen a positive response, by the way, just on the eye test from what you're seeing on the pitch? And do you think Ralph is right that we are sort of slowly getting it together?
I think so. I think the attitude is correct, and he's such a professional. Like, listening to him again in his press conferences, like just the way he's able to shut down rumors starting and anything that like comes his way. He's just so experienced and he's so sure of himself that he puts you at ease, that like at least it's not him causing harm to the team. He's only preparing them as well as possible.
Yeah.
Being the best footballing, background so that they can do what they need to do, their work.
Totally. Do you want to say to everyone who's tuned in to watch, I hope you all tuned in and watched the watch along. That was really exciting. TalkMU really raising the blood pressure with me, and just want to go through a few comments as well. But before I do, just want to say, anyone who's watching right now, make sure you press the like button. Stop what you're doing right now. Press the like button, and that will really give us ratings and boost us up. Just going to go through a few comments here. Just want to say, hi, Box. How are you, man? I've noticed your really sharp with the quizzes. You know your stuff. And you're saying here, West Ham, poor side, they parked the bus and it was negative by Moyes. Any comment on that, Mathieu? Because that's quite a big one. He's saying West Ham are poor side, parked the bus FC, and negative by Moyes. Do you agree with that?
No, I just think they have a lot of different approaches in their bag. I think that they can make it very difficult for a team. They know how to attack through set pieces. They know how to attack direct. Yeah. They just got a lot of different like weapons in their arsenal, you know.
Yeah.
So I think
good unit.
We both locked horns. That's the way I'd put it. I don't want to say that they parked the bus against us. Like, we're at home. There's a little bit of advantage to that, but I don't think that they're a negative side or a poor side. Like, not at all. Like, if anything, they've impressed me of some of the most teams in recent years. You know, they've done well. They've done very. They deserve to be fighting for
just to add to that. This is a top four battle. I mean, this is a top half Premiership battle, and I thought it was worthy of that just on the eye. I also think that obviously they're very good setup. They're very good unit, very compact. Rice is really a very good player. Watching him live today just backed up what I already thought of him. You know, he's improving all the time. And we set pieces, they're threat, but we didn't really threaten us at set pieces today. Brentford did. And also, I don't think they got behind us, which is credit to Man United. I'm not going to talk about West Ham. I'm saying credit for Man United. We've been conceding goals a lot this season. We couldn't get by a clean sheet if we wanted to, you know. And even if you went to Wilkinson's, you couldn't buy clean sheets. Wherever, you know, you couldn't buy clean sheets for love of money. And now we've got another clean sheet. That's the fourth 1-0. And regardless how you get the results, you get the results. I remember when Fergie, one year, when Cantona came back, we won 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, and Cantona was often scoring these goals. And that's the result. That's the result. It's the 3 points and character, and a lot of character today. I have to give respect to West Ham. If you're playing negative and coming to Old Trafford, I don't see anything really wrong with that. I don't think they did play negative. They did try their best. But one thing I'm really proud of, and in our defence, we didn't, like we said, kept a clean sheet, and we didn't let them get beyond us. It's not like they broke through us or completely or had great chances on goal. So it's slowly coming together. Do you want to go through a few more comments? Rebel, how you doing? He said Rashford saved the blushes of an attack that lacked cutting edge. So obviously relating to the lack of shots on target, maybe. Mcguire picked up a stupid yellow card in the second half and followed it up with another silly foul soon after and decided to get all gobby. So this is a lot of negativity towards Mcguire, who I thought was brilliant today. Showed a lot of character. Box again, great we won, however, not convincing. Not sure how sustainable our performance will be going for the top four. I'll talk about that in a bit. Flappy gums at the ref, then wasn't the time poor decision making by the captain. So another dig at Mcguire here from Rebel, who's got an agenda. Cristiano Ronaldo says, get in there, red hearts, red fire, whatever that means, but I like it. Big up TalkMU for the commentary. That was really good. Princess of Maine, Ollie, how you doing? Very, very lucky, he says, but have a great show. We will, thank you. We'll be tuning to you on FDB. Pack Lawless, how you doing, man? He says, that's more like our Rashford. No better way to win the game, regardless of the performance. Viva Ralph's Revolution. I will come down with you on that one. Well done. Keep up the good work here. Big up, Pat Lawless. Thank you. Hello, Maisie. Maisie, how you feeling, Maisie? Let us know. Big up Mr. B as well. All four strikers involved in the goal. That's right. Ralph made top decisions by bringing on an attacking lineup. It was very positive. In-game management. That's what it's all about. It's a stalemate. He made the difference by making those changes, I believe. But we talk about that. Box said it's disappointing that we were largely huff and puff. It was one of those games. Gonna get smashed. Gunners gonna get smashed. Gunners have 2 games on hand on us, I believe. And they are 3 points off us. So there we go, 3 points above if they win.
No, I think he means he's going to celebrate.
Oh, right. I thought you meant Gunners. That's standard. Big up Solo. Box says, I thought under Ralph we wouldn't start fast. Oh, sorry. I thought under Ralph we would start fast, get early, decisive chances, get an early goal and open the game up. Remember to hit the subscribe button and glory Man United. Big up me, Mike. How you doing? Well, last one here by me, Mike. Omondi, greetings from Uganda. Big up all the way from Uganda. Welcome. So coming on back to you, Matteo. So the shape. Do you think because obviously Ralph hasn't got a big ego, he's decided to change his shape to adapt for what's best for the club. He hasn't said, right, you've got to stick with my system. Once again, we've gone to sort of like a 4-3 because Bruno's tucking in a lot deeper now. 3. How do you like it? Talk to me about the shape. What are you seeing there?
I like that open-mindedness to, you know, give something else a try, because I don't know, we spoke a couple times after the first few games, and there was one game where I was just not happy with what the chef had prepared for us. So I think that the 4-2-2-2 was a little bit, it's kind of flat, it's kind of narrow at times, and I'm glad that we've maybe gone back to something a little bit more comfortable for the players. I do like that Bruno comes in to receive like possession, even though he can up back to that number 10, that cam spot. So I like it. It's something that's familiar with the players. I think it gives attacking and defensive versatility, like as a formation, either if it's the 4-3-3 or if it's the 4-2-3-1 when Bruno goes up a bit more.
So me personally, I totally agree with you. I think bringing Bruno back in there just gives us that security. And I think it's all about your starting position. Teams struggle to play through you. As we saw today, they didn't really play through us. It's how do you create chance against us? For example, the other day against Brentford, everyone's raving about them in the first half. But the only time they created chances is from us giving the ball away and from set pieces, which including the throw-in, you know? So I think we are getting a bit more compact, and that needs to be recognised as well. And Bruno coming in there and starting deep and picking up the ball, it gives us more quality because we don't, with McTominay and Fred, I don't think we've had that quality on the ball to get their head up and pop it into feet, you know, that kind of thing really quick. And I thought we played really well today. One of the best performances I've seen today under Ralph, in my opinion. Just and I can explain why another time. But
I agree.
So I think the system change, tweak, we will see the results of that. More compactness. They have to play through us because Bruno's an extra man in there. You don't have to tackle, just have a man there. They would have to play around you. It's really hard for them to sort of drive through you unless you're Pele in Escape to Victory or something. You're not going to dribble through everybody, you know? So I'm really down with this sort of system, the 4-3-3. And a lot of people, including yourself, have been calling for this for a long time now. So credit to all you guys who study the game. Just want to talk to you, Mathieu. I want you to discuss this issue about, because we talk about the shape and the changes, and we're having to adapt and take baby steps. So we're not getting many chances on goal. We've had 4 1-0 results now. Is that an issue for you, or do you feel, so is it an issue, or do you feel that we're working on a formula, a pattern of play, how to score our goals? For example, look how we scored our goal today. It was just a pass across 6-yard box and to tap in. And if you look at Brentford, and also it's quite simple goals. So what do you think about the lack of shots on goal? Is that an issue for you, or do you think we're working on something going forward? It's just taking a little bit of time.
I think it is a bit concerning. I'll tell you the truth. It is. It's a bit of something to have your mind on. Like, hey, you know, we're in games. We're not getting shots on goal. I mean, some players are trying like some wild shots, and okay, that's one thing. But getting good chances, like high probability opportunities, we're not getting too many of those. And it is. We're used to seeing us just pummel teams and have, like, you know, tons and tons of goals and at times and in our history. So it is a bit concerning. It does kind of, is this working the right way? But what you said before, that we've gotten so many clean sheets now, which is like something that we were missing. We were shopping in too many goals, and that's not good either. So it goes both ways. I was talking with my brother, and he's a Chelsea fan, and we're watching a game together. I think it was the FA Cup, maybe even the last West Ham one. And after the game, when we won, I was like, okay, I think we won that one. And I was like, I'm not happy. Like, I'm not really satisfied because we weren't really creating a lot. And he was like, you know what? Like, when Tuchel took over, there was a lot of 1-0s. Like, you got to just give it time. Like, it's good that you guys are getting clean sheets. You know, at least now the result is the most important. So he kind of reassured me, similar to what you were saying. And it's like, you know what? Like, in this moment, you feel like not satisfied, but like long term, when you look back, you're like, you know, that this is good, sustainable football.
It's all about insurance, isn't it? It's security and insurance and that kind of thing. So what we had before to what we have now, we have more security. Before we were leaking goals, teams were attacking us, counter-attacking us, getting beyond us a lot of the time. And I think we've sort of made it more compact and more secure and locked the key for our defense. So to score against us now, you're going to have to be really put in the work, I believe. And that is not just the defenders; it's about the whole team structure, because we've got good defenders. If you look at our back line, or our whole defense in the whole squad, they're good players. So it's not about that, because they were the same players under Ole. It's just that I think it's the system. The system changes everything, and once we got the system in place and we tweak it and we get it together, these 1-0s means we've got more control, as Ralph keeps saying, more control, and we're keeping the ball far away from the goalkeeper as possible, in a different kind of style. So I have to give respect to Ralph, and I'm going to move on to Ralph now, because a few games ago we were 2-0 up against Villa, and I'm sure this is you're still struggling with this one. So we're 2-0 up against Villa, and after the game, obviously they came back to 2-2. And after the game, Ralph was asked about it, and he said he was thinking about going to a back three centre backs or back five. But he thought he might invite a lot of pressure on. So it was a little dilemma. But after that, he's been positive. He's been reactive about it. And now he's making good in-game decisions. And the evidence for that is today, because he changed system, went to a 4-2-4 almost. And that meant, as a positive move at 0-0, to get the result. I mean, he ended up getting the result. So I think he has to take a lot of credit. So what do you think about his in-game management? Do you think what it's like? So we're going back to the Villa game, 2-0 up, and going back to 2-2. Do you think he's learned from that? Do you think he's been more decisive now with his decision making?
For sure. I think that was like the one burn he needed, and I don't totally blame him. Obviously he's the one that can make the calls at the end of the day, but you don't know, like that idea to go more attacking or have more players that can threaten them. It's like either attack or be attacked. So yeah. I don't really agree with like putting on 5 defenders, because then you're just inviting pressure, and then it's like waiting to see if something's gonna happen. I think that you gotta go positive to also hold the ball, because you can't just defend with defenders. I think you gotta be able to hold the ball with attackers. So that's a positive that we saw. Even today, the last 10 minutes, I mean, it was kind of back and forth, but we had more chances where we were near their box and creating. And I think when I saw that, and I saw the changes that he made, taking Fred off, putting Cavani on, taking Greenwood off, putting Martial on, I forget who Rashford came on for. I guess Alanga.
Yeah.
But hey, the 3 subs were involved in the goal. The 3 subs. So
totally, yeah, and like the other day against Brentford, 3 youth academy players scored the goals. So obviously we started as a 4-3-3, and then so obviously after 80 minutes, it looked like we had Bruno in midfield, we had Rashford and Martial playing wide, and up front Cavani and Ronnie interchanging and giving us a lot of attacking threat. And obviously we scored from it, but it was like I did feel, just my personal feeling watching the game, I felt that we're trying to force it a little bit too much. So I remember one time we crashed the ball up the top and looked for sort of second ball off that to try and create a chance. And I just feel that slowly and surely, the more composure we get, the more control we get in the opposition's half, like we did in the first half today, we'll be able to get the fullbacks into play and start getting them coming down and whipping crosses in, I keep saying from the 6-yard box, because I'm seeing more and more goals that way. As today, Cavani crossed it across the 6-yard box, and it was easy dinner. I mean, served up on a plate, So I'm really happy about how we're progressing. It might not seem like dynamic at the moment, but we are scoring goals, Anything to add to that before I go on to the changes that we made today?
Yeah, just quickly on that, you have to earn your space in football. You have to almost get like a first down. I know it's not American football, but you have to push the team upfield, have one guy up top hold it, or a few guys hold it, so that the rest of the team can also like arrive with you. That's something that maybe some people don't know or don't see like behind the scenes, but this is a big part of the beautiful game. Like you need to hold the ball to be able to get into those threatening positioning.
Totally, I totally agree with you. And it's ironic that you're referring to American football, but the same thing applies. It's about control and it's in proper areas to make it more effective.
Gaining space.
Yeah, exactly.
Gaining yardage,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not an expert on American football, but I do understand that concept about it makes a lot of sense. Just quickly, so this is top four battle. We're now sitting in the top four, but obviously we're above the Hammers. They got a game. We got a game in hand on them, so we're above them now. So maybe we can say we're clear of them. I'm not sure. It's a long way to go. Arsenal, for example, we've seen them recently. I don't know. The squad's quite a thin. They got 2 games in hand. Like I said earlier, if they win the 2 games, they go 3 points above us. And they've cut. They're currently in 7th. Spurs got Conte. They got 3 games in hand on us, and they're only 2 points behind. So that's 9 points. It could be 7 points above us if they win those 3 games. And our nemesis from a few weeks ago, Wolves, are back in the running. They've got a really good run of form. Credit to their manager. Credit for them to turn it around. They are now 4 points off us with a game in hand, which would mean they would go 1 point behind us. How's the top 4 looking? Are you still confident we can get the top 4 based on what you're seeing? And do you still think we need someone to buy someone in the transfer window?
Every game that goes under Ralph, I gain a little bit more confidence. It's not reactionary. It's like seeing slow improvements, but it is improvements. I think we're on an upwards trajectory. It's tough. It's tough because so many different managers, so many different ideas, so many players that came in under different managers have had like many different systems explained to them and asked of them that like we need to stabilize almost, and that's kind of what I feel we're doing now. We're stabilizing and we're creating sustainable football that can win games and be locked up, like you say. The top 4 is tricky though. The top 4 is very tricky with these teams with the games in hand. It's not guaranteed. We have to do our business so to leave it up to them because we can't be depending on them to lose a game. I mean, sure, that helps, like always, like things happen. It's a butterfly effect, right? One team wins, one team loses, they help each other. Like that might come, but we can't depend on that to happen. Wolves have a good buzz. Spurs seems to have belief again. Like you could see that the players are playing. I liked one of the formations that Conte did the other day. It was like a 3-5-2, but the wing backs were like alongside the front 3. It was crazy. You could see on one side Palmieri, and then like Emerson, and on the other side Reguilon. They were like left wing and right wing. It wasn't, like when you saw it on Sky, I was like, whoa, like this is like. But that's the belief to go and score the goals. And look at the other night. That was just unbelievable. That's scenes. Like that's what the Premier League's all about. So I think the top 4 is as hard as it's ever been. If I'm gonna be honest with you. As hard as it's ever been, ever.
You know what? Maximum respect, man. That assessment of the Spurs and shows the character to push someone up so high. They want to win the game. You can see that in Conte. I think he's a top manager going forward. So, yeah, it's going to be really tough going towards the end of the season, but it's going to be exciting as well. So, regardless, like you said, the Premiership is top league. Now, what we're going to do now, Matteo, just want to say, everyone in the comments, please press the like button. We're winding down now. We're just going to go through the team. We're going to quickly have a quick summary on each player. So, De Gea, for me, didn't have much to do today, but he was just standard. But he's been good in recent weeks, and I'm pleased with him going forward. What do you think about De Gea?
Yeah, I think it was it was muted. I don't think he had too much to do. Where they shot from far, he was in position. He just collected the ball, caught it, and nothing too out of the ordinary for him.
So what about the fullbacks? This has been a major issue since but a talking point since we come in, because we've changed our fullbacks. We've now starting with Tellez and Dalot quite regularly now. It's not like a League Cup game early rounds where we're just playing those two. They look like our starters. Are you impressed with them going forward?
I'm liking them. I'm really happy that they're getting an opportunity now. It seems like Dalot's developed a lot at his time in Milan. Tellez was very highly rated when we brought him in. I think SHAH still has something to offer. Although that I do think that the fullbacks at the moment are way better attacking. I think SHAH has a great cross. SHAH has really good assists. Like that can't be taken away from him. But it's good. It's good to have, you know, competition within the squad and other people to be coming in and being able to do a shift.
Since we're talking about defence, Bath time, how you doing, Bath time? He's saying the good defensively today, but awful in the final third. And yeah, it's just talking about the fullbacks. I like the fullbacks. I think where they're standing up and being represented is people say they can't defend, but they're really getting in there, getting their foot in. Both of them, because it was labelled and Tellez as well. Both these guys don't test their character because they come really standing up and showing that they can defend, they can do the right thing. Obviously, it takes time. You need game time to do that. Going towards the centre backs now. Harry Mcguire's come back into the side today. It's been a bit challenging time for him recently for his character, but I thought he was fantastic today. Really proved a lot of people wrong, and that he shows a lot of character. This is what makes him a good player. It's not just about his lack of ability, maybe with speed, whatever. Let's not focus on that. I think he showed a lot of character today, and I thought he was up there for one of my man of the matches, just from winning as a defender myself, winning his headers and everything else. Varane was exceptional as well, but I thought the defence, two of them really handled a top striker in Antonio, who's a troublemaker, really well today. So credit to the centre backs. Your views, centre backs?
I think Varane, every single game he's growing more and more with that Premier League awareness, and he's becoming really solid. You know, when he first came in, he made comments about how much faster the league is, how he has to be focused the full 90 minutes. Maybe in La Liga you didn't have to do that as much.
Yeah.
So you know, but here it's end to end the entire 90 until the ref blows start, ref blows end. So it's good. I think he's getting more and more adjusted, which is really good. I'm a little worried with every time he gets hurt. I'm like, no, don't take our guy.
Yeah, me too.
When he's hurting, he's holding his arm. I'm like, no, Varane, no. So like, I don't want him to go off injured. And you know, there was those rumors about him being like injury prone, and that's why Perez got rid of him at Madrid. I don't want to entertain that too much.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully he can stay fit. So that's why I'm a little like nervous when he's, you know, wincing or, you know, he's down on the ground, things like this. Mcguire was super solid. We gotta give credit where it's due. I think that he's been under a lot of criticism lately. I think he's a little bit lucky to be in the starting lineup, given Lindelof's incident with his family, with the break-in this week. I think Lindelof would have started because Lindelof hasn't put a foot wrong either. But at the end of the day, the captain who we have named is Mcguire, and until that changes, like he does deserve a little bit of respect. And when he does well, he does well. He like you said, he's not very mobile. He's not very agile. I don't think he has great sprint speed, but he wins headers. He gets his foot in. I think in possession, he was good. He didn't overcomplicate himself, which is something that he's been like. He hasn't had errors where he tries too hard or tries a turn, things like that. So, and then he had like that one drive at the end of the game. I remember seeing that where he was just like pushing it. And I was like, where are you going now? Where are you going with this one? But no, he didn't have an error today. So it was good. And that's part of the clean sheets. I think any center back that comes in has to be able to, and fullback to maintain that system. That's what I'm so happy seeing Ralph with. There's from no matter who's coming in, everyone's expectation of the, you know, of what you have to do is the same. So that's a really impressive aspect about Ralph's takeover.
Just big shout out to Matty. He was doing the football, the commentary today. He's giving you a big shout out here, Matthew. Saying big up my Colombian associates, you know. Comprende. Was it how do you compadre? Compadre, yes. Like I'm a Narcos fan, especially the Colombian version. The Cali crew. Love it. Anyway, yeah, Cali Cartel. Brilliant show. Anyway, moving on. Let's make this quick now, punchy. We've got McTominay, we've got Fred and Bruno in the midfield three. I'll just quickly say Bruno is fantastic. I just love what he gives us. He can get the ball any area of the pitch. He's just super talented. and he gets his head up, and this is really important for everybody. Get your head up, and he's confident either foot, making passes. He passes it into feet, and he keeps our tempo going. Really essential player for us. Give him a contract. Give him what he wants, guys. Fred and McTominay. I thought Fred. I've made some notes here. Fred he made a diagonal ball for Elanga the other day when Ronaldo dragged out defender. Elanga made the inside run and he scored. He made another couple of diagonal balls, and he played a few crossfield balls today, which went to feet or chest or whatever. So fair play to Fred. It was a good game for him. It was a really high tempo game. He played pretty well. And to McTominay, 2 games running now, he's really sort of got his confidence up and playing really well, in my opinion. He was up against Rice today. I was sort of comparing the two. I think Rice has outshone him a bit, but McTominay's got a lot of character. Where I sort of slapped them up about their technique, I think the character shone through today and the other day as well, and that's why I have to give him credit. So what do you think about the midfield three, Punchy?
Yeah, let's begin with the 2 CDMs, or you could say the center mids, because I think they're really center mids, and that's the issue with people asking for a transfer in the January window. I think we're all looking for a specialist CDM, someone like a younger Matic, someone like a Zakaria, all these names called out, but Rice even, someone who really just shields the back four in front of the 2 center backs. Like, I love that. I think that's one of the most important positions in football. The CDM and the cam are like probably the 2 most essential, because they fill the spaces and they offer a lot of connectivity to the wings and in the center. But no, I think that Fred and McTominay, you can never question their attitude, their determination, and their attitude is just so positive, and it's never because of that. Sure, that maybe they have moments where they're not as skillful or not as able on the ball, or maybe give away a pass, but their is always like positive, which is good. I don't think they had anything stand out today. Like you said, probably Rice outshined McTominay, even if McTominay, and I think McTominay was the better of our 2 CDMs. Fred got subbed. I think that was just not because of him doing anything wrong, but us trying to go more attacking. So I don't discredit him there when Ralph made the substitution. But yeah, like they have a decent midfield as well with Souček, Rice. I forget who else was playing for them in the midfield, if there was only those 2 or they had a cam.
Lanzini
is a good, like a cam though. He's not so much of like
after games, he's been dropping a lot deeper because Souček was out, wasn't he, for COVID, so he did play a lot deeper. But yeah, I think it's Rice and Souček really. Just gonna see what the people in the comments think, where we just want to catch up here. That's what I thought. Put Mcguire again. So Steve Fletcher, how you doing, Steve? He's saying Mcguire played decent today. It was a good performance. It's a bit of Bath Time is also saying, come on, Rebel, because Rebel's having a go at Mcguire. He's saying it was a good game and he gets praise. You have to be fair. There's no bias here in the show. Bruno was poor Monday on the ball. So I said Bruno was good on the ball. Bath Time disagrees. He thinks he was poor on the ball today. And Rebel's being humble now. He says, true, he played well. Okay, thank you. I'll leave it as that. No buts. But he's saying, but I'll go. Let's hear what he has to say. He says those little things can be costly, though. He's talking about the yellow card, and then soon after that, almost getting himself sent off. Thankfully, the ref chose not to give him the second yellow card when he got mouthy with the ref. Okay, let's vote. Me and you, Rebel, we're going to have war very soon. Here we go. Bruno distribution is getting back to his best. It's from Steve Fletcher. Did have a couple of wayward passes, but that happens when you're trying to make things happen, yeah. I don't mind the short passes. He doesn't really go off track, but he's the one who's trying to make progressive passes and round the corner passes, that kind of thing. If the person's not on the same page as him, sometimes they won't go to plan. McTominay, here we go. McTominay won 90% of his duels with Rice. I don't know, because I think they're far away from each other. Rice is so deep, he's just picking up pieces. I don't know about duels, whether they were head-to-head in battle today, but they were sort of quite far apart. But yeah, that's great from McTominay. And Steve Fletcher says, Rebel, yeah, when he slapped the ground, I thought for sure he was going off. This is about Mcguire, and I think Ralph did too when he saw because we saw Phil Jones getting ready even before Varane took a knock. Okay, yeah, I saw it different. I thought Varane got injured. That's why I didn't realize it was to do with that. So Big up OMONDI, big and 4-0. He's saying 4-0 Bath time. Thank you.
Okay.
A lot deeper. And here we go. McTominay, if McTominay was English and playing for West Ham, he would be a £70 million player. That's very interesting and very probably true as well. It's maybe we're not giving enough credit because he's at Man United, you know. So let's go through. Let's quickly just round up. Elanga, I thought he's got a lot of confidence lately. He's playing really well. He's done similar today. His off the ball movement is really good. It shows for someone so young, like he scored the other day, that was off the ball. And today he was making off the ball runs as well and trying to get into the box and doing a lot of work. And so I rate his intelligence. I rate his high IQ. We've got on the other side was Greenwood. Bit poor, not poor, but he didn't have the best of games. I want to see him sort of offer more going forward, not just shooting on goal, but build up play, being sharp, snappy with his passes, and more assists and trying to get down to the byline and cutting the ball across. Or maybe there's one where I said here, I've got it here. Greenwood in the 4th minute, he was released by Bruno, similar to what was happened as goal the other day when Rashford scored. He was released by Bruno. He's in on goal on the right hand side because he plays from the left, and he tried to cut in on his left foot when I felt he could just driven into the box and shot with his right because he's got a great right foot. So that's Greenwood and Elanga. And finally, I'm just going to go with Ronaldo. I thought Ronaldo, as someone, I think it was Bath time and Vaughan said earlier, Ronaldo is a top striker. You've got to see the subtle things he does as a striker. We saw the chest pass the other day against Brentford today. And also with the goal against Elanga, he peeled off his man because he realised, okay, then peel off, drag him out and get Elanga in behind. These little things, it just shows a lot of intelligence. I love watching him as a striker because you think, oh, he's not doing nothing in the game. But he is. And I think he's brilliant again today. So those three, please, Matteo, Punchy, let's finish up.
I love what I'm seeing with Elanga. He's so impressive lately. And like you said, he's one of those for a young man to have the IQ, because usually younger guys are very fit, they have good ability, but they don't have the know-how of when and where and how to like, you know, how to do certain things. So he's been awesome. He's been awesome lately. He's been a breath of fresh air. I'm so glad to see another academy graduate to add to the list. And he's been better than Greenwood lately, I would say. He's been better than Greenwood without a doubt, and not even just because of his goals, but what he's been offering to the team in the rest of the build up. And that's kind of what you're saying with Greenwood. I think that Greenwood has to learn to be a little bit more of a playmaker. We know he's a great finisher. I don't think anybody in our fan base or other fan bases, they can joke about it, but they know, and in their heart of hearts, that he's an amazing finisher. He's pretty clinical, and he can shoot like just as good with left or right. You know, they've joked, what is his strong foot? We don't know. He's lefty, but he's got a great right, like you said. So he needs to learn to become a little bit more of a playmaker to increase his chances and create more things. And he has a lot of great attributes. I think that's why he starts, and he can hold the ball well. But I don't think he has a lot of pass and move and rotation, and he doesn't. He's not terribly direct, and that's what we loved about Rashford when he came onto the scene. That he was very direct and he would take players on. Lately, he's been a little bit like nervous and losing. I think he's getting back to it, as you could tell. And that's something we didn't comment on Bruno because we went from like Fred and McTominay, but someone wrote in the comments that that Bruno has been back to his best lately. And I agree. I think that Ralph has settled everybody down and said, guys, don't get desperate. Don't play crazy passes. You know, relax. There's a lot of time. Find each other. So these things are what is improving our build-up and our attacks, and that goes to show with Elanga especially. And that's why he's starting. I think Greenwood still has a bit to improve on that, but he's amazing. And Ronaldo, what could we say about the guy?
I'm waiting to hear, Matthew. I'm waiting to hear what you say about Ronaldo. Come on,
he's one of the best. I think that he gets a lot of criticism because, he doesn't press. He doesn't run a lot. This and that. But the opportunities that he gets, he's so clinical. Like, I think he only drops like 1 out of 3, and then the other 2 out of 3, he's really, I forget the word in English, but in Spanish it's like aportar, is like giving to the team something. So like that chest pass the other day, it's not like he had 3 of those balls up to him where there was like a runner off of him. He had that one opportunity, boom, Bruno's on the run, that's it. Things like this, like the Atalanta games, like he doesn't need a lot of opportunities to do his magic. It's just that the team around him is not flowing at the full potential, so he's not benefiting off of it. And I've played a lot of different positions in my years playing, so I've been the target man, I've been last man, I've been midfield, I've been winger, I can play keeper, I can get a net. I see like all the game top to bottom very well, and he's not getting service for one, but when he is, he's making good use of it, and rarely you see him take a wild shot or anything like that. So I think everyone should back off of him, and if anything, just embrace him for having a legend back with us, and one of the greatest players ever. And we just need the team to gel a bit more and keep creating more opportunities for him. But the few chances that he gets, he's clinical. Like it's been shown in Champions Leagues, it's been shown in the Premier Leagues that he won here, it's been shown in La Ligas that he's won. He was the top scorer last year of Serie A, not just Juventus, Serie A, over Lukaku, who cost 100 million pounds.
Matteo, bravo! I loved your speech just now on front three, including Ronaldo. That really made me tingle. I'm here is saying aporta. How do you pronounce it in Spanish?
Aportar, yeah, means contribute.
Okay, I'm learning something today. But that speech roused me, man. It really roused me. I need to have you more on the show with those fine speeches. We're just going to finish up now. We're winding up now. Like I say, 1-0 to Man United. If you're in the comments, press the like button. So we just spoke about the forward line, everything else. Bathtime was saying that Matt Fred gave it to Rice and Soucek today. Rice moved deep in the second half after he got battered by Scott and Strange and Mcguire in the first half. Elanga good on defense, so he knows what to do in defensive situations and needs to do far more with the ball, or he might get dropped. Steve Fletcher says, I'm just glad Ralph twisted and we kept going in the second half. That is a great comment. I totally agree. I thought that it was a poor pass from Bruno when compared to the pass he gave Rashford against Brentford in the same position. So we're talking about when Bruno set Greenwood free in this 4th minute. Maybe it could have played it in front of him or something. So that's good observation there, as always, from Bath Time. Thank you. Ralph did some crazy things I've seen for quite some time today. I never thought I'd see Bruno go into back three. Was he picking up the ball out of the back three? Southampton have beaten Man City. Thank you for the Spanish lesson, Bath Time, and Matteo. And Bath Time finally says, we're not going to give Cavani or Martial any rating. Do you want to quickly talk about the subs?
Yeah, let's talk about the subs. No, totally. Yeah. I agree with Bath Time. We need to give credit. So that last play that we saw that made me jump out of my bed was Martial getting the ball, Cavani making a run beyond him on his left, and then Cavani with a cross-field pass. We've seen it before. I think we saw a goal from Donny last year or something like that. Cavani knows how to square it, just easy. Like he keeps it so simple. I think I wish we could see more of him. We have such good attackers, and over the years we've had such good attackers, but the system hasn't been prepared for them to thrive. And it's man, the subs made the difference today, and I'm happy for Ralph having gone positive, because I kind of smelled it. Like watching the game, I was seeing we were getting to their box, but we didn't really have someone there to hold it. We didn't really have more than the 2 strikers or the 3, 2 wingers and 1 striker to threaten their back 4. Once we put the 4 up front, each of those back 4 had somebody to deal with, and that made it more tricky for them. And I think that's why we saw the goal that we had.
And it does force the defensive line back as well. It does push them back, especially when you've got someone like Rashford, who's so quick. The defenders, you're not going to push up high, are you? And I might criticize Rashford a lot of the time for running at players, but not many people do that these days. And that pace is frightening, regardless of how he uses it, I still think it's frightening. So it was a good risk by Ralph to put them on. I think Rashford did make a little bit of a difference for that factor. I believe it sort of did help force them back, because you could have felt we would have been light in midfield, but it turned out it was the right decision. So Rashford done okay for me. Cavani, like you say, man, I just think he's a great player. He will go down as one of the greats of our era as a striker. I think he's just really intelligent, and the more I see him, the more the little subtle things, like I said, like Ronaldo does. Same thing with Cavani. I think we can all learn from that. And as for who was the final person, Martial, good to see him come back on. I know he got a slight boo when he came on the pitch, and which I think is a bit unfortunate, but that's what happens at a big club. But there was Bruno played a nice no-look pass into his feet in the box, and he turned and he kind of felt that someone was kind of coming at him, so he flushed the shot a little bit. I can't criticize him because he's obviously been out for a long time, but he's never been good at that sort of thing anyway. Give that to Mark Hughes. It's a different story. But yeah, exactly, exactly. Bounce off him, But we need to utilize all our squad. All our players. I'm not going to be down on anybody. So I'd like to say big ups to Ralph for bringing on these guys, because it did ultimately make a difference. Last words before we sign up.
What a game. What an ending to the game. This is what top four is all about, guys. For anyone who's a fan of the Premier League, shout out to everyone watching, us here enjoying the result. What an ending, I was going to be a little bit mixed feelings about if we would have gone 0-0, but I just I was texting my friends. We were watching the game. We were writing to each other, and I just put my phone down. I'm like, I feel something. I smell something in there. And then no, when the ending happened, I freaked out. That's amazing. That's the thrill. That's the rush that we all watch football for. So no, really big result. Sustainable again, as I've said a couple times. Another clean sheet. Yeah, we're not seeing as many goals, but West Ham are now no fools either. They're no, chumps. So no Joe Schmo. The top four race is on. We got to do our business, not only in the transfer window, but we got to win our games.
Yeah,
I think we can bring in a player. We should. I don't know if it's going to happen in the last 9 days, a little bit over a week, but hopefully to help give another option for the CDMs. And if anything, okay, so be it. Fred and McTominay stay, but at least they're getting competition from somebody else.
Yeah, for sure.
Pushing them to be their best.
Yeah. So my overwhelming analysis of the day is I really enjoyed the game. I think we're on the same page, and I just really hyped about what you've been saying, Matteo. It's nice when we can have a conversation like this and we're on the same page, and you sort of put it so well. You articulate your point really well. And all the way from Miami, I wish I was there because it's cold out here right now, as you saw at Old Trafford. And I wish I was roller skating on the beachfront or something, But overall, I'm happy, and I'm happy to hook up with you again. Hopefully, again, we'll see you really soon on the Man United Agenda. You're part of the family. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. And on that note, I want to say hi to everyone in the comments. Thanks for commenting in. From Rebel, from Bath Time, from Steve Fletcher, from TalkMU, from Matty. I'm missing someone. Box as well. Big up Box, man. Enough respect to all you guys. And we're signing out. Thank you very much. And make sure you like, subscribe. And if you want to continue this conversation, once the show's finished, have a little comment in the YouTube channel or down below. Have a little comment, and we will jump on and have a little discussion about all things Man U, because we've got international break now. It's going to be a few days, a couple of weeks before next game. So we need to keep stimulated. Anyway, Matteo, big up, man. Enough respect, and we're out. Later.